Hello, Internet. Welcome back to our Refugee Center playthrough. We're on episode 20. How about that? I really can't remember most of what we've done over the playthrough. I feel like we've been looting pretty much nonstop for in-game, it feels like weeks, but it's only been 8 days. All right, so in the last episode, we did build a welder. We also got ourselves a PBA mask, so we now have the ability to weld, and I think we're going to start on vehicle work. So we're going to start tearing out the seats of our vehicle, and we're going to look to install storage in particular. So what we're going to need are some containers. So I don't know if we've seen any cargo spaces. I don't know what they look like. This is a box. Well, a box will do. We'll use that for installing our battery charger. I don't think we've seen any vehicles with cargo spaces. I don't know what they look like in the Ultica tile set. Last time I played, this was, several months ago since we've had a real playthrough, they were just gray squares, and that was pretty terrible. So I'm hoping that they've, I'm pretty sure someone said that they've changed that. So we will try to find them. These are trunks that we're seeing here. Don't want trunks. We would like cargo spaces. They're more space. And I believe that there was also the addition of more cargo, I want to say cargo shelving, but that might be from a mod. I've heard people talk about that. Let's type shell. So we don't have a shelving thing, but we're going to need our tools. So let's grab our hacksaw. This is going to be an important one. We're going to need a wrench probably. So we'll grab a wrench. We may also need a drill if we're going to install another tank. I don't think we need to do that, but we should have a drill here somewhere. We don't. I thought I made a hand drill. It may not be a tool, although of course it would be. What else would it be? That's fine. Do we have the battery charger in our inventory still? No. So let's grab that. Battery charger. Oh, why do I have a storage battery? Where did this come from? Why would I have a storage battery? We have a medium battery with some charge. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go rip the box off of that motorbike. And we're going to get that battery charger installed so we can charge our medium battery. We should be okay to come out here. I don't think there are any zombies in the area. What, do you have cargo spaces? Probably not. Trunks. Okay. Oh, what was the tile next to your seat? Was this floor trunk? Okay. Don't really want that. Trunks are 200 liters. That's actually not terrible. This might have cargo spaces. What vehicle are you? Oh, yeah, we don't like coming down here. We need to be a little careful. Our knife spear is also damaged, so we're not like in tip-top shape. I'd like to check. Lamppost got me stuck again. Would like to check what this vehicle is. Usually the shutter doors and whatnot are an indicator of an ambulance or a military security van. Oh. What is odd is that when I'm back here I can't see, but when I step inside I can see. What are these? Are these boards? So why can I see through these? They're boards. But I can see out the front of the vehicle? That's not right. Boards are opaque. You can't see through them. It has a plank in it. What vehicle is this? It's a cube van. Okay. But you just... Oh, they are cargo... Oh, these are cargo spaces. Okay. Okay. 500 liters. So let's mark on the map. Oh, I don't know what I did. Cargo spaces. Very important. We will come back for those later. Or we should take them now. But we need to clear the area a little bit. And we see a lot of stuff. Headlight is destroyed. Stop hitting that poor electric sports car. It's not really clear enough here. Like, the boards aren't blocking sight. I don't know why. Let's try to pull out a cargo space, preferably an intact one. Spotted. No, it's probably just coming around that car. Yes. Okay. Hello, decayed zombie. I don't know why you had to ruin my day. Let me go. Get out of here. Oh, so what can we talk about? Last episode we talked about memories, and they were not particularly positive, and I regret talking about them. Talked about how my cousin was a toddler, and I was supposed to kiss him on the cheek goodbye, and I didn't, and everyone got mad at me, including the toddler who cried and was very angry. So that was a fun memory to go down and remember that everyone was mad at me because I could not show affection to someone that is part of my family, which is probably says a lot about me. But let's not talk about that. Well, today I finished my to-do list. Normally I make a simple to-do list. I'm a very it's very difficult for me to do even simple things. So a lot of times my to-do list is very simple. It will involve things like eat and bathe. I often forget to do those sort of things. I'm not very focused on menial tasks. So something simple like taking a shower is something that I will forget about. I often, probably says something about me. People might think less of me, but I will often go, a couple days without showering because I just don't think about it. So my to-do lists generally are very simple. So today, in fact, my to-do list, just as an example, I've already scratched it out. Therapy, gas, papers, and some other things I can't read anymore. Don't really remember what they were. So I had to schedule an appointment with my therapist. I had to get gas, and I had to file some papers. So yeah, that's an example of what my to-do list will look like. I did not include recording because I knew I was going to do that. Let's rip out this middle aisle to install our new cargo space, which we cannot install because we don't have our welder. Our welder is in the rear of the... No, our welder is literally right here. It's not charged. So we will reload the... No, don't reload the battery. I don't know why that's even still an option. Reload the welder. You don't have any... No, that's okay. So we should now be able to install this. Install cargo space. I thought those were bolted in. Why does that require a welder? That's fine. Cargo space. Great. And we will install the battery charger on the cargo space. Choose shape. Just a circle, huh? Use the one on my person. Apparently we have one in the trunk. Okay, so the battery charger is not amazing. Oh, what is... Oh, is that the charger? Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at. It looks vertical. I don't think it's supposed to be vertical. I don't really know what a battery, what they're supposed to look like. Like, I don't really know what the battery charger is. I assume this is just a plug, right? Like, I'm just looking at, like, this is the part you would plug the battery into. This hooks into the power of the vehicle. Like, so it's just kind of a hub that you plug batteries into, I assume is what that is. I have no idea. So let's unload the... How much is in the battery? Where's the welder? Oh, I did not pick up the welder. Pick up the welder. 224. Okay, so we'll hold on to that for the time being. Go ahead and start ripping seats out. And we'll do that. Did this item go on the ground? No, it's on our tile here. Sheet metal. Yeah, that's okay. Let's start pulling out the seats because we don't... Oh, but they're the storage. We need to pull these items out. So do all tiles and go to our left here. Did not work. Do all tiles. Going to my west. Move all items, which I believe is the comma. You're not doing it. Why? Is it not comma? What's question mark? Comma. Move all items. Why are you not moving all items? Is comma belt bound to something else? It is not. Please move all the items. Okay. We will move everything manually. It's going to take a little bit longer. And it's going to pull items out of their boxes and things, which is not great. Oh, it didn't pull them out. Destination area is full. No, not onto the vehicle. Why does the door even have storage? No, put them on the ground. How do I... Is it D? No. C? How do I stop? Okay. I've never had this issue before. Move everything to my feet instead. Okay. Step. It didn't move everything. Why are you not cooperating? Okay. Hit everything. Move to my left. Move all. It still didn't move everything. Why are you doing this? I don't understand what is happening. Okay. Well, now that they're out, let's just haul this stuff around the vehicle. And the baseball bat sprite is on top, so we won't forget that this is our pile of items. And we'll just start ripping out seats. I don't know why that was not cooperating. That's definitely annoying. Remove the attached seatbelt. Oh, I'm going to have to remove all these seatbelts. Well, that's great. We actually get a lot of rope out of this, which I didn't even think about. Give me the seatbelt. Give me the seatbelt. And we'll start taking out seats. Good. So this vehicle is already 3 tiles wide, which is what I want. 3 tiles wide on the interior, I mean. Technically, it's 5 tiles wide. I like having a 3 tile wide interior. That way I can fit a lot of things comfortably. Pull out the seat. That also saves us from having to expand our vehicle manually, which is extremely time consuming. We will pick up these ropes so that we don't forget about them. So these are the frames, I guess. I do like these frames. They're a lot nicer looking than the Undead People frames, I think. Although this may just be because of their shape. I'm curious what the outside would look like if I removed the frames there and saw what the other frames look like. But I like that. It's a lot more modular. It looks more modular, which I guess is not how vehicles really work in real life. But in the confines of the game, you know, everything's modular. So I like that. It looks like it just looks right to me. So I like that a lot. Let's we don't have more cargo spaces. Why don't we what do you need to make a bed in a vehicle? We're going to want to put a bed in. Are these boards, by the way? Are you boards? They are boards. So again, okay, I can't see out of this one. We're going to need to put a door of some sort or something here to block sight from the front. Alternatively, we could just make these doors opaque. I also don't love that they're heavy duty. I don't like heavy duty frames and stuff. I know that some people swear by them. To me, it's just a lot of extra weight that I don't really need. Most of the time, my vehicle doesn't get in a position where I really desperately need the frames to be heavy duty or armored or anything like that. So like we might rip off some of the rear here and replace that with lighter frames at some point just to save us some weight and things. Plus, I think, doesn't the heavy frame require different materials to repair? If it's fully damaged, it has to be a heavy-duty frame to fix it, which I are a little harder to come by. It's fine for now. Let us check what we need to make a bed. Because we're going to want a bed before we hit the road. Why aren't you installing? There we go. Bed requires a mattress. Okay. That's pretty easily attainable. Weird that I don't have to build a frame for it or anything. We can grab a mattress, though. Don't smash the window. This is your base. What are you thinking? Why don't we get a question? Oh, and my cursor was on the screen because I'm incompetent. But so, yeah, today I scheduled an appointment with my psych. My main psych left for... she's not going to be seeing patients anymore, so I got to meet with someone new. They unfortunately did not answer their phone, which was frustrating because... I haven't been there in a while, and I'm worried they will remove me from their patient list like they did before. We want to deconstruct simple furniture. But I left them a message, asked them to call me back, gave them an outline when they can call me, when they can schedule the appointment and things. So I'm hopeful that gets taken in pretty soon, and I actually get in there. What is the oldest thing you own? Oh, that's an interesting one, actually. That's much better than a lot of the questions we've gotten. Let's just go out the front with this, because this is all garbage. So haul the mattress down here, and then we'll just use the haul command. Oldest thing I own. My goodness. I don't have a lot from my life before. I gave up a lot of things, threw a lot of things away, and I never really had very much as a teenager. So I don't have a lot of things that are very old at all, actually. Most of what I have... Why is the bed not... Oh, it is. It's right there. My mistake. Bed. Install a bed. So I don't have like most people might have like, oh, my mother gave me when I was a little girl. I had this blanket that I kept for. I don't have anything like that. Oldest thing I own. Just have a look around the room here. Probably my Xbox 360 is probably. I think I have the original one I bought when I was like 17 or 18. So that would be like 15 years old, 14 years old, or less, but around that amount of time. Let's eat and drink something. It no longer works, but I still have it for parts, just in case. I'm someone who, I care a lot about the 360. It's my favorite console of all time, and I plan to keep my other ones running and collect parts just so that, like they have a lot of issues where bands wear out on the disk drive, or the all kinds of little stuff that's very easily fixable, but you kind of need to have the extra part for. Like if the band on my disk drive wears out, how do I find a replacement? Like I don't know how to size a band. I don't know what to order, so it's just much easier to take from an old defunct one that red ringed, 10 years ago. Let's cook something. Let's not cook something. We're just going to go back outside. Just eat some canned chicken. Sounds fine. I don't know where the sirens are going. Sounds like ambulance. Or actually sounds kind of like fire trucks, but I don't know the siren sounds very well. Have yourself a beer and then drink some. We never did go and source ourselves a big jug of water, but that's okay. So I don't have very much old stuff. Some of the other older things I have a series of notebooks where I wrote my first novel. By hand I wrote, that was probably 2010. I wrote that novel. What year is it? 2020. So that's like 10 years old. Probably the Xbox is the oldest thing. Oh, that's not true. I have a trunk right here. I have an old, very large, like, I don't know what a steamer trunk is, but it's a term I've heard a lot. I'm gonna Google what a steamer trunk is. So I literally Googled what is a steamer trunk. This is exactly what I have. Like this exact this exact image, which I'm sure is not free for commercial use. So let's get that out of here. But that is precisely what I have. I have a trunk. This trunk was given to me by a man, my neighbor. Sorry, my neighbor is idling their very loud truck right outside this window, so you probably can hear that. It's a very, very old trunk. He gave it to me. I was probably 12. He was kind of like our first mentor. My brother and we couldn't get into the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. I don't know why. I was a kid. I never really got an answer for why, but we were continually declined to be part of the Big Brothers program. And our neighbor, he was like probably like 23, 24, just got out of college. He taught basketball, youth basketball back at the community center. He was our neighbor. He was like his dad, like literally was like borderline billionaire, which we didn't know at the time. And he was trying to just like kind of make his own way and live on his own. In he eventually went to run a like $1 billion company. Really wish they would stop idling their truck for no reason. I don't understand why people sit in their cars. Whenever I get in my car, I leave immediately. I don't waste time sitting in my car. Like some people sit in their car and, oh, you'll rifle through your purse or you'll wait for the heater to warm up or whatever. I don't do any of that. I just get in and go. Seriously, it doesn't even sound like they're idling. It sounds like they're gunning it. Okay, they left. Sorry, that stuff annoys the crap out of me. Anyway, so this guy, he was very rich. We didn't know he was rich. He was living in, a small apartment next door. We live next to an apartment, a row of apartments. And he, took an interest in me and my brother. He was a nice guy. We didn't really have any positive male influences, and he seemed like a good dude. And then he moved basically and went to work for his father, which like his inheritance was to work in the company. It's an enormous company. It's actually pretty interesting. It's a lumber company. I guess I can tell you. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to tell you the name of it, but yeah, they're a very huge lumber company in my state. And I remember going to work with him. He took me one time, like a take your kid to work day kind of thing. I remember sitting in his in his office and just reading, like reading Goosebumps. Like that's what I remember about that day was reading Goosebumps. Oh, we were still hauling? No, it just threw a rock at us. That's fine. You died very quickly. Were you resurrected? No, you must have been injured on glass or something. Not even sure where you came from. You don't have anything I want, though. So we'll continue hauling our... Oh, it did continue hauling. It got interrupted when we took damage. I told it to stop hauling. So anyway, this guy lived next door. When he moved out, he gave us a bunch of stuff. He gave us a computer, which, was like one of my first computers. It was an old... I think it was a Macintosh. All I remember about that computer was that it had one mouse button. That's all I remember, which I think is like a thing that Apple computers did back in the day. Did that animal kill the other animal? I saw 2 red dots and then one disappeared. Did you murder some other animal? Rabbit? Are you a bloodthirsty rabbit? I'm going to just keep hauling these cargo spaces home. So he moved out. He left us a bunch of stuff. One of the things he left was this very old trunk, which I still have to this day. It's in fact one of my favorite things that I have. It has some sentimental value. I remember when he gave it to us, we didn't have a key for it, but I found out that I could open it with a butter knife, which is just great security, but it's a trunk. It's not really built for, security. I don't think it has 3 latches on it. It just only one of them locks. And it's like just a laughable lock. I don't lock it anymore. We don't have a key for it. Currently it's full of random crap, full of DVDs, manga, just random books, video games, all kinds of stuff just that I don't have a place for. So yeah, that's probably the oldest thing I own. It's probably pretty old, and I've had it for probably 20 years. It's been a really long time. Fun fact, after he moved out, he left us his computer, which we were very excited for. I remember playing text adventures on it. You got to understand, this was way back in the day. I remember playing text adventures and stuff and using it to type. And then he came back one day and took it from us. Out of the blue, he showed up and was like, I have to take the computer back. And I didn't know why, and I was very upset by this. And then my family member told me, like 10 years later, that he had forgotten he had gay pornography on the computer, and he was ashamed and concerned that we would find it. So he actually came back and collected that, which of course I did not know that when I was a kid, but it's just really interesting because I remember everyone in town, like, because he was really popular. He worked with the kids in the youth basketball and stuff. Why can't I oh, we're out of battery charge. Yeah, that must be why. Where's my... Yeah, we're out of we're one charge short, so let's unload this welder. And I remember all the, like, old ladies in town and stuff would try to set him up with women, and ladies around town took an interest in him. Like I said, we found out that he was pretty wealthy, and he was like a really clean-cut, really fit guy. He would play soccer and do all this stuff. And I think that he was secretly gay, and was like, because I remember he wouldn't date women, and he wouldn't... I mean, not that some people just don't want to date. That's perfectly fine as well. We really need to start this engine if we're going to be charging the battery. Fails to start. No, we really need you to run so that you can charge the battery. Go ahead and let go of the controls. So you're running. Yeah, so we need to charge that battery. Otherwise, we're going to drain it while we're charging this. Why don't we try pulling out an extra battery just so that we can have more in our vehicle? That one is leaking. No, thank you. Yeah, and I think that he might be gay and was afraid to, tell people. I come from a very small town. There's a lot of Catholics. There's a lot of Mormons in my area. So, like, people are very religious. I think he was just gay and wasn't sure how to tell people. So that was interesting. He is married now. I saw it in the paper years and years ago. I know his father also passed away, so now he owns this enormous lumber company. He's a really good I mean, I have a lot of positive memories about him, you know. Sometimes people, like I've told people this story before and people are like, "Oh, he probably, you know, he hung out with a lot of kids and was the basketball coach." People think that like, "Oh, you know, he must have been a terrible person." I don't think so. I think he just was gay. You know, you don't have to be, you know, a creep just because you don't want to, you know, just because you have gay porn and you whatever. This is a weird conversation. Let's not talk about this. My point is, I don't think he was a bad guy, and he was very kind to us and very, you know, he got me interested in soccer. I didn't stick with it, but you know, it was something. He got me interested in basketball, which I did stick with for a little while. I was very tall. It was just a natural fit for me. But yeah, I have a lot of positive, fond memories of that man. I don't think anything ill of him. You know, people are so quick to jump on the he's a bad like my grandmother told me that's why he came back for the computer, and she talked about it like he was a monster. And it's like just because he, you know, liked what he liked, that's it's, you know, who are you to? I don't know. It's just weird. It makes me unhappy because I have a lot of positive memories about him, but most of the people in the family, if you know, if you were to bring him up or something, they talk about him like he was a really bad person. Maybe he was. Maybe I was too young to see it. I don't know. But I have positive memories of him. I remember, I mean, I was very young. I remember going to his house. He had a computer with internet, which we didn't have. And I remember going on the Pokemon website and looking at the online like Pokedex, where you could just look at all the different Pokemon and see what their types were and stuff. And I just remember, you know, that kind of stuff. He was a nice man to me. You know, I don't know. One of the few positive male role models I had. It was like him, my uncle, my grandpa a little bit, and then as I got older, I had a mentor who was very important to me. You know, when I was like 16 to 20, he was a huge impact on my life. My mentor. But I don't really see any of them anymore. My uncle, I see him once a year, maybe. You know, this year I didn't see him at all because of COVID. Um, my grandfather, you know, is I love him, but he's a pretty simple dude. He's not a very yeah, like he's not a deep thinker. He's not he's just kind of simple, you know. He likes to sit around all day. He has very traditional views on what a man should and shouldn't be, which I don't really fit into. So sometimes we have issues with things like that where I feel he makes me feel like I'm not a man because I can't do some of the things that he can do. And it's kind of a weird relationship, me and my grandfather. I love him. Like there's, you know, I'm not going to say anything nasty about him. He's just, we're just different people, you know, which means we don't often interact. And when we do, it can be a little uncomfortable. My mentor passed away probably 6 years ago now. Feels like it was very recent, but I guess it was quite a few years ago, 5 years ago maybe. I have the newspaper clipping somewhere, but so he passed away, so I don't have that. And then of course the man next door has not been a part of my life in a long time, so I don't really have any male role models at the moment. Most of the people I look up to nowadays are content creators. You know, not really as like a moral like role model, like someone to show me how to live my life, but more of a, you know, I aspire to be like them, that kind of thing. Writers occasionally, you know, a lot of writers really speak to me and move me quite a lot, which leads to positive motivation and stuff like that. So like I you know, I do look up to people. I just don't have someone who's like mentoring me anymore, which is fine. Where's this other storage battery? Smart engine controller. What is that? Is that like a you can start your car remotely, like that kind of smart thing, or is it like smart engine as in the engine will shut off at a certain point or something? I don't know what that means. I don't know how to look at that item either. Ignore. If it comes over, we'll deal with it. How do I look at this smart thing? How do I more parts here? Yeah, how do I scroll this? Is it the angle bracket? Oh, it is. Security system, stereo system, smart engine controller, electronic module that automatically switches combustion and electrical engines on and off. Minimize. Oh, so this is a hybrid. I didn't even notice. This is a hybrid. So that's used to Okay, must be turned on to work when throttling, maximize acceleration, keep battery at 90%, minimize fuel consumption. Device drains 25 watt from the vehicle's batteries. When active, it turns the engines on and off. So basically, if your battery charge is below a certain percentage, you will start using the gasoline engine. But when you have a high charge of batteries, you will switch to the electric engine. And it will do this automatically to manage your fuel consumption and battery consumption. That's really interesting. That's cool that that's in the game. I don't think I've ever done anything with this. And usually my vehicles are hybrids. Usually I try to put an electric engine and a gas engine in them. That's interesting. I'll have to try to remember that. I'm probably going to forget, though. That's interesting. I didn't know we had that. Cataclysm's full of cool stuff like that you might never ever notice, you know? Love this game, man. Alrighty. Storage battery. This doesn't have to be here. And the reason we're able to pull these out, by the way, these are medium storage batteries. They're not the huge industrial, like full car sized battery. This is a much more manageable one. Shockingly, it weighs 77 pounds, which I did pull out of a vehicle with my bare hands. So I'm a little surprised it's that heavy. But no, we have pretty high weight capacity. That's the same weight as a autoclave, which we can carry around, that kind of stuff. So that's not super unreasonable. That's only 6.25 liters, 7 inches long. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Let's install this battery. I don't think they require a welder. I think we just installed one without a welder. We'll put it kind of in the center of the vehicle, I guess. So now we have a car battery. We have 2 storage batteries. They are charging very slowly. I'm a bit surprised. Oh, the engine's faulty. I bet the engine's fault is something that lowers its charge. No, it just will fail to start in low ambient temperatures. Well, we installed multiple parts. We cooked ourselves some dinner. The battery's only gone up a few percentage points. But one of those percentage points was the storage battery, and 1% of that is much higher than 1% of the car battery. We're going to let it run for a while. We do have plenty of diesel, and we have seen gas stations, so we could always go back if we needed to. In fact, there's one in the town over here, right across the road here, I believe. We did explore that. We have quite a few notes. Are any of these of significance? What is this? Cargo spaces. We can get rid of that. We took all of those. Yes. What is this? Check plants later. Oh, to see if they grow over time. That's right. Solar car. We'll leave that one. Secret rear section. Yes. So basement. Yeah, we did loot that. We already got that stuff, actually. We'll leave that in case we did leave some pieces behind. What is this? Military plating and cameras. Must be a vehicle over there. What is this? Solar vehicle. Also something to check back. We should also make a note. Remember, someone in a previous episode, body drops may have guns. Someone did say I left a Tech 9 behind or something like that. So that's something when we go back to the Refugee Center, we should stop and take a look at. Any other notes? Over here, we found the ruined tower. This is an extremely dangerous location. We don't want to be there. All right. We're at 34 minutes. Everybody, thanks for watching. I don't want to leave the car on because I'm going to forget. But I also we'll leave it on. Hopefully we'll see the sound. I don't know if I'm going to record any more today. Hopefully we'll see the sound indicators and we'll realize that this vehicle is on. And if not, you'll all watch me as I slowly run out of gas. So for now, everybody, thanks for watching. Hopefully you had a good time. I, of course, will be back in the near future. Go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know what the oldest thing you own is. Mine is a steamer trunk from God knows when this thing was made. It's flimsy as hell too. I didn't mention that. It is quite old. I need to screw a new bottom on it because I keep worrying the bottom's going to drop out. That's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you had a good time. I'll be back with more Cataclysm in the near future, and I'll see you in the next one.